Have you ever spent days, maybe even weeks, pouring your heart and soul into creating the perfect video only to upload it and hear crickets? You hit publish, you wait, and the views just don't come. You're lost in the endless sea of content, just another face in the crowd on the YouTube homepage. It's a frustrating feeling we've all experienced. But what if I told you that the success or failure of your video is often decided in less than a second? It all comes down to one single powerful element: your thumbnail. Think of it as the billboard for your masterpiece. It's your first impression, your sales pitch, and your one shot to stop someone mid-scroll and convince them that your video is the one they need to watch. A weak thumbnail guarantees your video will be ignored, but a powerful, strategically designed thumbnail, that can be the difference between 100 views and 100,000 views. Today we're not just talking about adding bright colors or big text. We're diving deep. This is a complete masterclass on creating thumbnails that don't just get seen, they get clicked. I'm going to break down the psychology behind a click, the fundamental design principles the pros use, and give you a simple step-by-step framework that you can apply immediately to transform your channel. Forget the guesswork. This is your blueprint for creating scroll-stopping thumbnails every single time. Picture this. You're scrolling through your YouTube feed on your phone. You're not really reading, you're just glancing, swiping past dozens of videos. You're looking for something interesting, something that grabs you. You're making decisions in the blink of an eye. This is the battleground where every creator competes for attention. And your most powerful weapon? It's not your title, it's your thumbnail. This is where the 3-second scroll test comes in. The concept is simple. If your thumbnail doesn't instantly communicate value, spark an emotion, or create a sense of intrigue in 3 seconds or less, it fails. Think about it. Our brains are visual processing machines, making snap judgments long before we even read a title. We're drawn to clear faces, bold colors, and simple, powerful messages. Value is the promise you make. Does your thumbnail show a clear before and after transformation? Does it promise a solution to a nagging problem? The viewer needs to know, what's in it for me? Emotion is the connection. A thumbnail with a genuinely surprised or happy face is magnetic. It tells a story and makes us feel something. And intrigue is the hook. It's the curiosity gap that makes someone stop and think, wait, what's going on here? If your thumbnail is cluttered, low contrast, or emotionally flat, it becomes invisible. It fails the scroll test, and your incredible video goes unwatched. Passing this test isn't about luck, it's a skill. And in this guide, we're going to break down the exact science and art behind creating thumbnails that don't just pass the scroll test, they dominate it. Let's get started. Your thumbnail should scream one thing, not whisper 5. If it doesn't work small, it doesn't work at all. What if I told you that the single biggest barrier between your video and 1 million views isn't your content, your editing, or even your title? It's a tiny 1280 by 720 pixel image. Welcome to the ultimate battlefield for attention, the YouTube thumbnail. This single image is your digital storefront, your movie poster, and your first impression, all rolled into one. In the split second a viewer scrolls past, your thumbnail has to scream, "Stop! You have to watch this!" Most creators treat thumbnails as an afterthought, a quick screen grab with some text slapped on. But the top 1%, they treat it as a science. They understand that a great thumbnail isn't just art, it's psychology, it's marketing. And it's the most powerful tool you have for driving clicks. A 1% increase in your click-through rate can be the difference between a video that gets 1,000 views and one that gets 100,000. It's the spark that ignites the algorithmic fire. So, how do we master this science? It starts with understanding the viewer's brain. We're going to dive deep into the psychology of the click. The first principle is, your thumbnail must make someone something. Surprise, curiosity, joy, urgency, even a little bit of shock. A human face showing a strong, clear emotion is the most powerful tool in your arsenal. Our brains are hardwired to connect with other faces. A shot of you with your jaw on the floor is infinitely more effective than a generic landscape. Think about it. Are you promising a hilarious challenge? Show laughter? A shocking discovery? Show disbelief? This emotional transfer happens subconsciously in milliseconds, creating an instant connection and a desire to understand the story behind the expression. The second psychological trigger is your thumbnail, combined with your title, should create a question in the viewer's mind. It should open a loop that they feel compelled to close by clicking. Don't show the final result. Show the moment, write the explosion. Don't reveal the secret, show the locked box. Use arrows, circles, and blurred out elements to guide the viewer's eye and make them ask, what are they pointing at? What's hidden there? This isn't about being deceptive, it's about being intriguing. You're setting up a mystery and positioning your video as the answer. Now that we understand the why, let's get into the how with the core principles of design. First, forget muted, boring tones. YouTube is a visually noisy platform. You need to stand out with bold, vibrant, and contrasting colors. The simplest hack is to use complementary colors, opposites on the color wheel. Think bright orange against a deep blue, or electric yellow against a rich purple. These combinations create a natural visual tension that grabs the eye. Also, consider the psychology of color. Red evokes excitement and urgency, blue builds trust, and yellow screams for attention. Don't just use color, wield it with purpose to control the mood. Second is, the golden rule is, one single clear focal point. The biggest mistake creators make is cluttering their thumbnail with too much information. Ask yourself, what is the one thing I want the viewer to see? Is it your face? A product? An object? Make that subject large and central. Use the rule of thirds by placing your main subject slightly off-center to create a more dynamic and visually pleasing image. Use leading lines in your background to draw the eye towards the focal point. A great trick is to slightly blur the background to create a depth of field effect, making your subject pop even more. And third, if you use text, it needs to be big, bold, and instantly readable, even on a tiny phone screen. Use a maximum of 3-4 words. Any more is a paragraph, not a hook. Choose thick sans serif fonts like Montserrat Bold, Bebas Neue, or Impact. And here's the pro tip. Never just place text on an image. Make it pop by adding a contrasting outline, a drop shadow, or placing it inside a solid color shape. This separates the text from the background, ensuring it's legible no matter what. Feeling overwhelmed? Don't be. You don't need to be a professional graphic designer. The tools available today are incredibly powerful and accessible. For beginners, I highly recommend. It's free, browser-based, and packed with templates, fonts, and elements specifically for YouTube thumbnails. Its drag-and-drop interface makes it incredibly easy to apply the principles we just discussed. If you're looking for a bit more power without the price tag, check out. It's a free, web-based alternative to Photoshop that offers advanced features like layers, masking, and intricate adjustments. And for those who want the industry-standard, professional-grade tool, is the undisputed king. It offers limitless control, but comes with a steeper learning curve and a subscription fee. The tool doesn't make the artist, but the right tool can certainly make the job easier. Start with Canva, and as your skills grow, you can explore more advanced options. As you start creating, you'll be tempted to make a few common mistakes. Let's make sure you avoid them. This is when you try to tell the entire story of your video in the thumbnail. Multiple subjects, too much text, competing colors. It becomes a visual mess that the brain simply ignores. Remember, one clear idea, one focal point. Less is almost always more. You've crafted the perfect 3-word hook, but the font is too thin, the color blends in with the background, or it's just too small. Always perform the squint test. Squint your eyes and look at your thumbnail from a distance. Can you still read the text and understand the image? If not, it's not ready. There's a fine line between creating a curiosity gap and outright lying. A thumbnail that promises something your video doesn't deliver is toxic. Sure, you might get the click, but the viewer will leave instantly, killing your watch time and telling the algorithm your video is a disappointment. Your goal is to be click-worthy, not clickbait. Entice, don't deceive. Over 70% of YouTube views happen on mobile devices. That beautiful, detailed thumbnail you designed on your 27-inch monitor will be viewed as a tiny rectangle on a phone screen. Simplicity, clear subjects, and large text are not just suggestions, they are requirements for the mobile-first world we live in. Okay, let's put it all together into a simple, repeatable, 3-step workflow. This is your practical guide to making a show-stopping thumbnail every single time. Before you open any software, take a high-quality photo, or find a keyframe from your video that captures the core emotion or concept. This is your canvas. Make sure it's high resolution and clearly communicates the video's theme. Bring your image into your chosen editor. Crank up the saturation to make the colors pop. Adjust the contrast to create separation. Use the principles we discussed. Place your subject using the rule of thirds, and blur the background to create focus. Add a color grade that matches the mood, warm tones for energy, cool tones for something more serious. Now, add your power text. 2 to 3 words max. Choose your bold, readable font and make it huge. Add a contrasting outline or a background shape to ensure it's legible against any background. Add an arrow or a circle to point to something intriguing. Do one final squint test. If it passes, you're ready to export and watch the clicks roll in. If this complete playbook for thumbnail mastery has helped you rethink your strategy, show some love by hitting that like button, subscribing for more deep dives, and clicking the notification bell so you never miss a growth hack that can transform your channel. Your engagement tells YouTube this content is valuable, helping us reach and empower more creators just like you. Now you might be thinking, this is a lot of information. And you're right. This channel may be just one day old, but that day is built on a foundation of hundreds of hours spent studying this exact topic. I've analyzed thousands of thumbnails from the world's biggest creators, run countless A/B tests to see what truly moves the needle, and obsessed over the data. Every single tactic I share is not based on theory but is backed by relentless obsession, rigorous testing, and proven results. We're not just making videos here, we're building a growth machine together. Let's build something unstoppable.